She was 1 point away from packing her bags. 1 point away from watching the defending champion lift the trophy again. Down 1-5 in the second set, on the same court, against the same woman who had already beaten her once this year. And then something changed. What happened in the next 30 minutes is the reason a tournament chairman stood in front of the media just one day earlier and said something no chairman ever admits about an unseeded player. At least 80 of every single ticket request for this entire event was about one name. Not the champion, not the seeds. Stay with this, because what she did next is why. Alex Eala entered the 2026 Mubadala City DC Open as the world number 28, unseeded, drawn against number 7 seed Leylah Fernandez, the reigning champion who had won the 2025 title by beating Anna Kalinskaya 6-1, 6-2 in the final. Fernandez also carried a psychological edge from their only previous meeting, a 6-1, 6-4 win over Eala in April 2026 at the Porsche Tennis Grand Prix in Stuttgart, where Eala was broken while serving to stay in the match. That result was the reason Fernandez entered Washington as the higher seed despite sitting 4 spots below Eala in the actual rankings. In her only pre-tournament press conference, Fernandez spoke about wanting to reproduce the mindset that won her the 2025 title, but she never once mentioned Eala by name. Tournament chairman Mark Ein made his comments about ticket demand on July 28th, less than 24 hours before the match. He said the true number was likely even higher than 80, adding that his own ticketing staff simply did not want to say it out loud. It was not a fan account making that claim. It was the man who runs the entire tournament. The player who walked onto the Washington hardcourt was not the same one who left Stuttgart 3 months earlier. In the 100 days between that loss and this match, Eala won her first ever grass court title at the Lexus Birmingham Open on June 15th, defeating Nikola Bardenkova 5-7, 6-3, 7-5. That grass season also earned her 89 of the WTA fan vote for Star of the Swing. 2 weeks after Birmingham, at Wimbledon, she beat defending champion IGA Swiatek in straight sets, 7-6, 6-2, on center court, before falling the 4th round to 2024 finalist Jasmine Paolini. That run still pushed her ranking to a career-high number 28. Part of that transformation, according to her coach Joan Bosch, came from Rafael Nadal, who took the initiative himself to offer Eala advice, not because anyone asked him to, but because he saw something in her game worth developing. 2 days before facing Fernandez in Washington, Eala showed the exact same fight again in her opening match. Drawn against Olympic gold medalist Zheng Qinwen, she fell behind a set and a break, then won 7 straight games to close out the match 4-6, 6-4, 6-1. Speaking after that win, she said she had a bit more of ammunition heading into the rematch with Fernandez. Fernandez, meanwhile, entered the tournament with a 2026 season record of 12 wins and 19 losses, and had already been eliminated in the second round at Wimbledon for the 4th straight year, a stretch she herself described as a rough one. Against Fernandez, the first set went entirely Eala's way. She broke early to lead 3-0, extended it to 5-2, and closed out the set 6-2, committing just 4 unforced errors compared to Fernandez's 14. The second set flipped completely. Fernandez won 5 straight games to build a 5-1 lead and had a 15-30 chance to serve out the set at 5-1, but a string of errors let the opportunity slip. Another sequence of mistakes followed as she failed to close it out again at 5-2. Eala broke back to level at 5-5, then held the lead 6-5. Fernandez forced a tiebreak at 6-6, but Eala took control immediately, opening with a 3-0 run and closing the match with 2 consecutive forehand winners to win the breaker 7-61 after 1 hour and 53 minutes on court. Afterward, Eala credited the difficulty of the contest, saying, "Credit to Leylah, she put me in some really tough positions, so I think I'm super proud of how I fought and how I stayed there." Abante TNTHD PS. tnt.abante.com.ph 20260730 Alex Eala, Napatalsic, defending champion Sakba, say DC Open quarterfinal sports. She also spoke about the mental challenge of the second set, admitting her own level dropped at points and that finding solutions in those moments mattered more than the scoreboard. Fernandez, for her part, acknowledged the shift in her opponent after the match, describing her as a player who stays competitive whether she is up or down. The win leveled the head-to-head record between the two players at 1 apiece, erasing the weight of the Stuttgart result and adding another name to the list of defending champions Eala has beaten this season, following her win over Swiatek at Wimbledon. It also extended a difficult stretch for Fernandez, who now exits Washington without the title she won just a year earlier. Beyond the scoreline, this match carried weight for an audience far outside Washington. Millions of fans in the Philippines, along with a large Filipino community across the D.C., Virginia, and Maryland corridor, followed the match late into the night or early into the next morning, Manila time. It is the kind of following that makes tournament organizers publicly acknowledge, on the record, that one unseeded player is shaping ticket sales for an entire event. Eala now advances to face the winner between world number 10 Alina Svitolina of Ukraine and world number 39 Paulina Kudermetova of Russia. A win there would send her into her second WTA 500 semifinal of the season, a milestone that would place her among the very few Filipino players to reach that stage on hard court. From Washington, the tour moves to Montreal for the Canadian Open and then to the U.S. Open at Flushing Meadows, where Eala is set to partner Venus Williams in doubles. Down 1-5, did you see this comeback coming before you knew the score, not after? Drop your prediction in the comments. And if you called it early, follow this channel because the quarterfinal is next and this run is far from finished.